questions that you guys want us to answer. How do you spell your name so everybody knows how to address you in the comments section?
Katie.
Not with a Y, I-E.
And people have spelled it.
I think they all spelled it right, haven't they?
Yeah, I think one did.
I think they have. Alright, so that kills
people
that
like
question.
To call me Caddy.
Caddy Katie?
From Mean Girls.
Oh, I didn't realize that was the reference.
Yeah, and that's how they ordered my little head ear warmers thing when we were playing softball in college, on my college softball team. One of the girls on the team was writing down the order, and she wrote my name down as Caddy because she thought it would be funny. She's like, oh, I'm going to write down Katie's name as Caddy.
That's hilarious.
And then we got our headbands back, and it said Caddy on it. Everyone thought it was so funny.
I don't think we mentioned it before, but she got a scholarship to college in New Mexico for softball. That's kind of a question you guys don't even know to ask. But anyways.
Yes, I played college softball.
How old are you, woman?
I'm 30 years old.
When's your birthday? Her birthday's coming up.
November 2nd.
November 2nd. And you guys already know I'm 29. My birthday's coming up on the 30th, and I'll be 29. I'm 34, and I'll be 35 on the 30th, which is in like 2 weeks. I know, I'm getting effing old. Alright, hey, show us all of your piercings. She has zero tattoos. She doesn't want to ever get tattoos either. She doesn't think she'll look good with tattoos, which I disagree. But that's all up to her. If she doesn't want them, she's not getting them.
Might not like them in a long time.
Yeah, whatever.
I might get something for Brittany, my cousin that died. There's how I have this
Alright,
one.
she has a ton of piercings.
Called a Dave. And then just these three.
Dave?
I guess really not.
Ow, did that hurt? That looked like that hurt.
Well, I kind of have to like re-pierce it.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that for this video.
Oh, I'm just showing them. No, it doesn't hurt at all.
Okay, good, because it's hurting me.
Oh, jeez. I have a nose ring.
For nose.
And then I have double cartilage.
So, where's the infected one?
Up here, because you keep hitting it, not on purpose. You keep
I keep touching it. And then her tongue is pierced. And then her belly button is pierced.
Yeah. I don't have anything in my belly button right now.
Well, it's pierced. You're just going to have to trust us on that one. Alright, next question. Katie works at a pee-pee place. She works at like a medical office. She tests people's urine all day long. That's pretty much what you do,
I
right?
work in pain management, and in order for the patients to get their medication, we have to drug test them every time they come in, just to make sure they're not using any street meds with their meds, because it could become harmful for their health.
So we
have to monitor them.
She has to take the cup, and she dips her tongue in it, and then that's how...
Gross.
She doesn't do that, I'm kidding.
Take it and I swish it around. One of the rules is no pipetting. I think that's how you say that word. And pipetting means like sucking it out of the cup and transferring it to the vial that we have to send it out.
With a tube. You suck it out with a tube.
Yeah, well, we suck it out with a straw.
With a straw, yeah. That's funny, they had to even make that rule.
Pokes into the vial because we have to send it out for further testing. We just do the standard 12-panel test at first to get quick results. So that's what I do, and I do lots of paperwork. And
she's important. She does important things. How did we meet? I heard of Katie long ago.
I'm gonna answer it.
Long ago. Well, I don't know if you'd have a shorter version, because I don't want to make this long and drawn out. I've heard of Katie.
I've never really actually heard your side.
Oh, well then I'll tell the story then. Sally at work. It's a girl at the restaurant. I don't think you guys have ever met her. I've known
Sally for a long time. I've known Sally since elementary school.
And Sally would talk about Katie all the time, and I'd be like, oh, okay, whatever, because I had a girlfriend. So then, like 3 weeks after, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, Sally was talking about Katie again, and I was like, oh, wait, that's not even the whole effing story. It started when I was hanging out with Matt. And I heard that Sally's birthday party. Oh, I think. Okay. Sorry, I'm horrible at telling stories. Sally had a birthday party, and there was like a blow-up slide, and everybody was invited, and I was gonna go there after I hung out with Matt one day. Remember when I was going with Matt to go to the bars and hang out, to meet people, to meet girls? That was the plan. Anyways, I was gonna go to this party, and I never ended up making it. So then, like a couple days after, I asked Sally how the party was, and so then I found out Katie was there, and then that brought up the whole Katie conversation, and I was like, hey, you should give Katie my number. And she's like, oh, okay, no, or whatever.
Do you really want to know what my response to that was?
Well, yeah, she said no. You said, you're not, she was like, oh, I don't want to date anybody right now. What did you say?
Sally texted me, was like, hey, my boss is interested in you. And then she's like, can I give you his number and then you can text him? And then I texted her, I was like, tell him not to hold his breath.
Yeah, I had looked her up on Facebook, so I knew I already liked her. Yeah, I looked you up on Facebook. You didn't know that? I looked her up on Facebook way ahead.
You didn't, because no one wants to admit that they look up people on Facebook.
Well, I know you had.
I asked her for your name so I could look you up.
I knew that, and I told Sally, I was like, oh, she's gonna look me up on Facebook, and she's like, yeah, and I'm like, no, but because I don't think I have good pictures up on Facebook. We started texting through that, and we texted for like a month before we hung out. She did not want to date me at all. Like, honestly, not me in particular.
No,
she didn't want to date anybody.
Yeah, I didn't want to be with anybody.
Yeah.
Just because of, like, I've had a lot going on in the past few years, but we won't get into
that.
No,
she has history, a past. not bad necessarily, just gone through a lot of shit. So, we talked for a while, and then we ended up hanging out, like, once before Colorado. And it was a really weird, like, it was so weird, like, having a girlfriend that you really care about and then leaving for a month right at the beginning of the relationship. Honestly, it was very, very hard on me, and it was hard on both of us. Like, being apart and, like, being insecure about the relationship, it was just
unconventional.
Yeah, it was weird.
Way of beginning a relationship with somebody.
It was memorable, I guess.
We would tango every night.
Tango is a phone app.
Well,
it's like,
we didn't tango for a while because I would mention it to him.
I know, I didn't want to. I was all shy about it.
You acted like you didn't know what it was. You're like, oh, you mean the dance?
Oh, the first time I forgot. I didn't.
You just didn't want to do it.
I had a memory lapse. I thought anyways, we're going off on a tangent. But that's how we met. I was supposed to go to this water slide thing, and I technically would have met her there, but I didn't, and I was upset that I didn't because I found out after, and then
Didn't someone go back to work like on Monday and was all like, oh, there's this girl there and she was pretty.
Jerison, my disher.
He mentioned that he had met this pretty girl there, and then he mentioned my name, and then hadn't you like heard Sally talk about me before?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Sally.
I've heard her name before, and then didn't you hear Sally? No, we kind of told the beginning of the story, and then told some of it, and then went back to the
horrible at telling stories. But yeah, it was like a lengthy meeting process, but it ended up working out, and so that's how we met. Okay, last question.
What was the question?
What was the first thing that attracted each other to, like, you to me, and me to you, like right when we met for the first time?
Well, when I looked you up on Facebook, like the first thing that attracted me to you was, of course, your tattoos. And
yeah, it gets all the...
Shut up. You're gonna cut that out. And you looked tall. Like, that's a big thing with me.
Yeah, she asked me how tall I was. Texting. She's like, how tall are you? And I was like 6 foot, and she was like, oh. I'm like, that's not tall enough, I guess. I was like, what the hell, woman?
Yeah, that is tall. You're like 6 foot.
I am 6 foot.
6'1", I'd say.
The first thing that attracted me to her was probably, you're small. You're really small. You're like itty bitty. Just like the other day, I like lifted her on my shoulders, no problem. And she's so like skinny and little, and that's like a really big turn on to me.
I'm like 5'7".
She's skinny. I mean, we don't have to argue that point. You're very skinny.
I am very petite, and I am built very small, though. But
I don't think she could gain weight if she tried.
I can see what you mean.
Well, yeah. Other than that, I mean, there's a bazillion things that attracts me to her.
And then I wasn't gonna hang out with him until he sent me this one picture of himself. He's like standing in the mirror, and he looks really confident, and it was a really good picture of him. That's what like sold me on hanging out with them. Like once I saw that picture, I was like, okay, I'll hang out.
Like we said, she didn't want a relationship. She didn't want a boyfriend. I literally had to convince this girl to hang out with me at the beginning. Like it was a fight. It was a struggle.
Oh yeah, and he's like, well, we can just hang out and like be friends. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, that sounded really bad. That sounds like I just want to hook up with you.
I know, it did seem like that. Like, no.
And you're like, we can just hang out as friends. I'm like, okay, like. I'm cool with having a guy friend.
And the first time I hung out with her, I was so nervous. Like, super nervous.
Yeah.
She was too, but she effing lied to me about it and wasn't really honest until like
right when I got in the truck. He's like, oh, I'm so nervous right now. And he's like, aren't you? And I was like, no. I'm not. Because I was like stressing out about other stuff. Because one, I hadn't been on a date in many years. Like, I don't
see how.
Yeah. And two, like, I was just stressing out about, like, being on time, being ready on time because there was other distractions, like people calling me and talking my ear off, and I was, like, on the phone for an hour with my friend, and I was like, I was
waiting outside the house for, like, 15 minutes or something, like, when I got there. Because you were on the phone. I think it was, like, 30 minutes. I think it was, like, an hour at least. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it was like 5 minutes.
No, I remember.
But I was like so hesitant to go outside. Like there was a point where I was like, I can't do this. Like I can't do this right now. I can't go outside.
She was really stressed out. She gave herself all that time to get ready, and then her friend called her and talked to her the whole time.
Yeah, and then I was like, I gotta go. And then my friend's like, wait, I have a couple more things I need to tell you. And I was like, okay. And I'm nice because I want to listen. And then it eventually got to the point where I was like, I'm going to go now. And I just hung up on him. So, yeah. I was like stressing about that.
She was super stressed. But I didn't find this out till later.
But I was nervous too.
I'm the type of person to where like if
I could tell he was more nervous than I was.
I always like I'm going to tell you how I feel just because that's how I am. Like I'm still like that. Like if anything's bothering me, I like if I don't tell her right away, she'll be like, "What's wrong?" And then she could tell because I'm really easy to read. But you actually care though, which is all that really matters. So, but yeah. I think that's answering all the questions. Probably way more than you guys. Well, no, I'm sure you guys enjoyed listening to us talk.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any other questions,
I guess if you have more questions, answer them below. We probably won't do another video unless there's a ton of them. We'll probably just answer them because I'm sure you guys saw Katie did answer some comments. Like, was that a week or two ago?
Yeah.
She goes on there and reads everything. She literally reads the comments more than I do.
Yeah, I go in there when I have time.
But yeah.
I'll try to answer more questions. I'll try to be better about that.
I hope you had enjoyed our Q&A, or whatever the hell you want to call this.